You're muted.
Hello, this is Brother Benson Media, and I'm joined with Makobura and Musimamo. Habari zenyu?
Niko salama, nashukuru ndugu yetu. Hali gani?
Niko vizuri.
Bwana Msimamo.
Msimamo yuko kweli? Okay, thank you so much. As I said, this is Brother Benson, and we are streaming live in Kikao na Sauti and also in Brother Benson Media. Makobura, today is one of the, I would say, one of the greatest day to so many people, especially when you look at in the political world and also when you go to the legal world or litigation of murder cases that uh, we've witnessed. It is 8 years ever since the proceedings of Sharon Otieno um, murder case, especially, uh, proceeding started, and today the judgment was made. And in that ruling, Governor Obado, that is the former governor or the ex-governor of Migori County, that is Honorable Obado, and co-accused, that is Oyamo and Pascal, were found guilty of murder of Sharon Otieno and unborn baby. And there's so much that took place in that court. And also, what we learned, the judge of the High Court withdrew the bond that they had, and that one means they are going to be in custody as we speak. I think they are on custody. Maybe to begin with you, what would you say about the ruling that was done today, especially concerning the death of Sharon, and the unborn baby?
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
I don't know.
Anyone?
There's
There's
some.
some. You're getting some echo from your side?
Yes.
Yes. Or maybe if you can fix it and maybe come back, because like I'm not getting any echo, maybe fix it on your side. Okay, as Makobura is still fixing his mic, I think he has an issue to do with the mic. But before even we go to the discussion of Sharon, we are also having this information that happened a day in Nyando, where the area MP of Nyando, Honorable Jared Okello, was distributing food relief, and a young man lost his life during that distribution. And this is in, I think, is in Kobura. The name of the young man is called Evans Ouma. Has lost his life during relief food distribution by Nyando MP Jared Okello in Kobura. I don't know whether Makobura you have that information with you.
I've just joined. I don't know what. I have not heard what you've just spoken
So
about.
there's also news of a young man who lost his life in Nyando constituency during food distribution. They were distributing food by the area MP Jared Okello. The name of the young man is Evans Ouma. Do you have that information?
Not really, but I'll get it before we. I'll give my views on that before we closes the show.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Maybe to begin with, we are looking at 8 years of court proceedings, and in Milimani High Court, where the judge made a ruling today that Governor Obado and co-accused are guilty of the murder. What do you make of that?
Okay, I'll just give my general view, and
Yeah.
uh, it was a painful thing that the lady, together with the unborn child, had to die. And if you look at the circumstances under which they died, it's something that would have been avoided.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that would have been sorted in a way that would have dignified the dignity of the governor, together with the people who were accused for that particular matter. And I want to say that I think these issues of murder, they are they are too much, more so happening in the hands of people in power.
Mm,
I've never really understood why, whenever people gets into power, they tend to forget, that others are also human beings, and that if they are in power,
mm,
power is something that is transient. Power is something that comes and goes.
mm,
So I've never understood why people have misused power. They have gotten to the point where if someone's behavior or if someone's existence,
mm,
imagine, they make it this painful that an existence of a fellow human being,
mm,
if that existence can negatively affect
mm,
or can taint the name of the position that they are holding, then they tend to kill. I don't think that is the right way. It is
okay.
similar. What happened to Sharon is similar to what happened to Albert,
Yeah.
because they were all touching on the dignity of these individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something that was just thought of, they sit down and they have a look at it, and then they say, if this person continues existing, there's some truth that is going to come out.
Okay.
And that is not right to me.
Okay.
Uh,
Thank you so much. Msimamo ni takriban tuseme kama 8 years on in the proceeding of Sharon, who died or who was murdered. And today the court has found guilty former Migori governor, that is Honorable Okoth Obado, and co-accused, that is Michael Oyamo and Pascal Obiero today. Their bond was withdrawn, and as we speak today, they are under custody. They are not going back home to their family. But this one was met with different reactions. You know, there are those who feel this was a politically motivated, because you saw during that moment in time when the ruling was done, Makalda member of parliament, not member of parliament, sorry, Makalda member of county assembly, burst into tears, especially. It tells you how emotional he was, due to the fact that maybe he was connected to the governor in any way. But like when you see the other side of Sharon of family, they were celebrating and saying that the justice has been done. So it was a mixed reaction of everything. I saw today, I was going through the post, I saw the brother to Michael Oyamo also posted something on the social media, because this one touches on the family. Maybe msimamo, wewe unaweza sema vipi? Okay, all right. Thank you so much. We are still waiting for Msimamo. Makubura, I want to bring you back, especially.
Unanipata sasa?
Okay, go ahead.
Ngoja siku kuna shida gani leo?
Ebu toka basi urekebishe kwa sababu hatukupati vizuri.
Sasa unanipata?
Sasa endelea.
Nasikia
Nasikia
kuna
kuna
kama kuna
kama kuna
I think there's too much echo on his side,
side
and it's
and
not.
it's not. Okay, maybe he has a problem. Let him fix
I don't know.
I don't know. Are you getting?
Whenever
Whenever
I'm saying,
I'm
I
saying,
find on my
so
end as
maybe
well.
he might be using the earphone. I mean earpiece. So that also could cause echo on his side. So maybe you can check his setting. But Makobura, we want to look at the life of Obado. Very briefly, when you look at the life of former governor,
You
you can you
allow me to
allow me
also
to also
leave and
leave
come
and
back
come back
because I'm
because I'm
finding
finding
myself.
myself. Okay. All right, thank you so much. I think today we might be having technical issues. As I was telling my colleagues, Makobura, when you look at the life of Honorable Okoth Obado was born in Migori County in a ward called North Kanyamkago. Yeah, and if you dig deep onto his background, he was born from a struggling family. That is, and his father tries his level best to make sure that he goes to school. He went to school, got employed. But now we want to look at political life. The political life of Governor Okoth Obado is quite much interesting. Obado, in his political life, we want to talk about the first time when he was running for governorship. Actually, he went through nomination of ODM where he won, and he was not handed over the certificate. Makobura, you remember, he went to Nairobi because there was CORD of a coalition of so many parties. He came with the PDP, and he ended up winning, defeating ODM candidate. After winning, Okoth Obado went through court battle that was challenging his victory. The better part of his first term, especially as a governor, was consumed by him fighting political battle, his victory. Later, he won that case, and from there, he did not have very good relation, especially with ODM. And he was seen as somebody who has defeated, especially the ODM and Raila. Remember, when you look at the Luo Nyanza, it is always ODM strong zone, especially. And Obado came with PDP, he won. He later ran for his second time in ODM party, which he won. And during the campaigns, Ochila Yako was not very happy with his win. Ochila Yako decided to go independent. And during those campaigns, it was seen that the major ODM political parties actually were supporting Ochila Yako, but he ended up winning. After that, he had back and forth with ODM. And during his last time in last tenure or last lap in governorship of Migori County, that's where the issue of Sharon came. Maybe Makobura, before you talk about the issue of Sharon, maybe a little bit of Obado politics and his influence, especially in the South Nyanza, if I may say, or in the entire Nyanza politics.
Okay, thank you. You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. I think now I'm not having that consistency on. Yeah, so like you said, Obado was a two-term Migori governor, known for his strong grassroots networks
Yep.
and influence in Nyanza politics. And remember, he was a very famous politician or famous governor to an extent that there are so many wordings that were being used within Luo Nyanza that he himself started. You remember people saying that there's so many things that they will do, and then they will
The
say
government that
Obado
is
started.
working, remember, the government that is
Yes,
with you in the room.
yes. Yeah, he defied. His political brand was built on defying ODM party structures when necessary, and so many times I remember even when he came for a meeting where Raila Molo was, while he was serving as a governor, Raila decided to to send him when he was going to sit at the upper with the
VIPs.
VIPs. He was sent back, and he was told because he was late and he didn't respect the party structures, that to him it was a good thing, but then the people then welcomed him, saying that he is a good guy.
mm.
Did quite a number of things that his followers or the people of Migori, majority of them felt that he was doing okay. So these, of course, positioned him as I can call a regional power broker to an extent that he was amongst the governor. Actually, was the only governor in Luo Nyanza that was making it a little bit tough for the ODM to survive or to move. Remember, he came with this party PDP. It was called PDP, if I'm not wrong.
PDP, that is the one for Mingo Magara in his first,
Yes,
as the first governor of Migori County.
yes, and then now, when things were not really okay, he had to shift back to ODM when he defended his position on that, and then immediately then left again. You
Actually,
know, he,
Makubuda, sorry, I think like I think like they might have, the ODM brigade had to talk to him so that he can
yeah,
come actually to, because remember, he was very powerful and ODM did not want to lose that seat, especially to an independent or him coming with another political party.
I remember that, and it was seen as a politician who would make it easy
Mm.
for the opposition. Then, according to the people of Nyanza, I think the opposition then was the Jubilee that was led by the
Yeah,
president.
yeah.
So that, of course, made the politicians coming from Luo Nyanza to negotiate and partly come up with something so
Mm.
that he would not, they would not see the embarrassment. But Obado was actually ready for that. And something else about him is that he is a go-getter. He's a politician who is not fearful. So
Mm.
many times we saw him defying, you know, the directives that were given by Raila Amolo Odinga.
Mm.
And he had a very big network, grassroots network, that
Yeah,
made him to survive. Whenever goons and all those kind of things would be planned, he would actually maneuver because he had quite a number of grassroots
yeah.
people that he maintained. At some point, he was even being accused of having so many ghost workers, people who were being paid. They were on county payroll. You
Mm-hmm.
remember those accusations? And the people, some of them came out and confirmed that they were close allies of the governor. So he maintained a loyal rural base support. That is what I can say, and that made it easy for him to survive politically. Before the murder case, Obado, of course, was seen as a potential national level player leader.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, if it were not this particular case, Obado would be today one of those leaders that people would be speaking about at the national level.
Mm.
Uh, because what we saw was it was often clashing with ODM leadership and, of course, craving as an independent identity,
Mm.
something that he managed to move around, being that he was from the Luo Nyanza. It is not easy to survive in Luo Nyanza if you are against the ODM leadership, but him he did. That
Mm-hmm.
was a clear indication that Obado's future politically was going to be very bright.
Yeah.
Then, of course, the Sharon case. I can say that, however, it became a permanent shadow over his career, something that we've witnessed for over 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's been trying to join this political party. He's been trying to to maintain relevance, to maintain consistency. But then now you find it tough. It gets back. The consistency of court hearing here and here. Of course, this did trigger the public outrage
Yeah.
and weaken his political capital. Long before the final conviction, we didn't see him very much active in the politics, national politics, because he was, of course, fearful of what was going to await, being that that was a case that was, I can call it a national case,
Yeah.
one that quite a number of people within the Republic of Kenya, be it the FIDA, there were so many bodies who had converged and they
Mm.
were part of this particular case, just trying to find the truth that came. So the guilty verdict,
Mm-hmm.
effectively,
Mm.
I can say it has ended his political future.
Yeah.
And this, I can say, has closed the chapter on one of the most Kenyan's controversial governors, that is Governor Obado, Okoth Obado, a governor that today has been found guilty together with his close allies, that is his driver and his PA, over the case of Sharon. But if you try to look, when we just look at his political life,
Yeah.
I think he did well. He did well because surviving in Roland with uh, a divergent view of not supporting the party of the day
Mhm.
would only happen if you are delivering for the people.
Yeah.
I think that is what I can say.
There are people who are wired or who are created differently, and I would say that Obado is one of those, especially those who goes against all odds and be somebody in the society. Even from his childhood, if you listen or you get to know about his stories and where he has come from and where they are as a family, actually you would say that is one of those, especially against all odds, uh, you look at the challenges that they go through and they overcome. And I was just reading an article where like today in the morning, when he left home, actually he left home in his Lexus, and when he left home in his Lexus, was greeting some of his supporters, expecting to hear his fate today in the courtroom. But what happened from Lexus to prison, and that's how sometimes life changes so swiftly. I know for a fact when he was leaving home, I do not think that he had any idea that the ruling would go that way, or maybe it
I
really.
think maybe I just allow me to just give just a preview of his background now that you've mentioned up to
Yeah.
this particular point that he's gotten.
Mhm.
But his name, his real name's Zakaria Okoth Obado.
Yeah.
He was born in Uriri sub-county, that is in Migori, and is married to Mama Ellen Obado. You remember at some point he said that, of course, the wife, he did disclose the kind of relationship that he had with this particular lady to the wife.
Mhm.
And it is said that they have three children. And his education, he attended St. Joseph's Rapogi
Mhm.
in Uriri, and then later on went to Kenyatta University, where he did his educations, bachelor's of education, and then later on, of course, did master's degree in strategic management. He was a teacher. He began as a teacher under the TSC Commission. He taught at Taranganya Boys, that is in Kuria, later at St. Joseph's Rapogi,
Mhm.
where he was teaching, of course, science. Many times he's been said that he was a physics, mathematics teacher.
Yeah.
He also served as a principal of Chunge Secondary School. And then, of course, shifting to the public administration, he left teaching for private business, where in 2010 he was appointed the chairman of the Kenya Sugar Board by the Agricultural Minister Sally Kosgei. This appointment marked his entry into the national level networks and the set strategy for his political rise. When he did then join the political rise from, he was, let me call it, from an underdog to governor.
Yeah.
Most people did not really understood then how powerful the governors would be. So he sought ODM nomination for the Oriri MP, but he lost. That was in 2007. And then in 2013, was the first governor of Migori County, where he contested on the People's Democratic Party, that is the PDP, which was a very small party, not known by majority of people. He defeated ODM's Professor Oyugi Akongo against the ODM wave
Yeah.
in that particular county.
Mhm.
His victory, of course, survived a court recount and was, of course, upheld. The governorship style, that was, if you try to look it from 2013 to 17, he was known as a grassroots mobilizer. Since he realized that there were so many court cases here and there, what he focused on was doing grassroots mobilization. He was,
Mm,
of course, a political schemer and independent minded leader.
mm,
He faced constant clashes with ODM MCAs, being that he was from a party that did not have majority, and of course, party officials. His administration, of course, was marked by corruption allegations here and there. You remember the 230 million irregular
yeah.
ambulance
Mm-hmm.
procurement that was everywhere. There was the 20 million residents uh, furnishing controversy. And then now he was re-elected as the under the ODM, where he faced a fierce challenge from Mochilo Ayako.
Yeah.
The campaign was marked by violence, leading to ODM disciplining him and fining him 2 million. I think you remember that as well.
Yes, I
And
do.
then now, yeah, and then now he completed his term in 2022, returned to PDP, and of course decided to support President William Samoei Ruto's Kenya
Mm,
Kwanza campaign.
yes.
Then, yeah, that was it. In the case that was then brought forth, that was from 2018 to 2018.
Mm-hmm.
This, of course, defined the events of Obado's later life.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when Sharon, a Rongo University student, was abducted and murdered in September 2018. She was 7 months pregnant, and the court found Obado had a relationship with her. The
Mm.
court findings that was today, let me just give a brief,
Okay.
where Obado, Michael, and Kaspal, they were guilty. The prosecution proved the case beyond reasonable doubt, where, of course, Obado pressured Sharon to terminate the pregnancy, withdraw financial support, and use intermediaries to conceal the involvement.
Okay.
The meeting at Graka Hotel was meant to hand Sharon over to her killers. Obado financed the operation according to what was being
Fine.
brought forth,
Mm-hmm.
where Obiero handled the logistics and Oyamo acted as the intermediaries. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so I think that is the bigger thing. The controversies that have marred Obado's life are, of course, things to do with corruption, violence,
Mm-hmm.
and the worst of it, the Sharon's case made it tough for him to survive.
Okay, thank you so much for that brief. As I was telling you earlier, if you look at his political career and political struggles, especially, that's why I was telling that Obado is one who, against all odds. I can remember when he was competing against Ochila Yako for his second term in office. The ODM brigade actually did not support it as such, or I don't think the ODM brigade supported uh, uh, Obado, but he ended up winning. Even immediately after winning, Makobura, you remember there was a time when that violence took place. There was a time then Badi was the chair where he went and sat with some ODM county members of assembly, and this was a conversation that wanted to impeach Obado. It did not work. That's when even the Speaker of National Assembly, including I think the Odhiambo Mamba was another official there that during when they went for you know there was so much that was going on during his time, but like he managed to finish his term. But now despite all that, now let us look at his political career, especially because something that we cannot deny, as you said, that a grassroots mobilizer in Uriri Consti, I mean, not even in Uriri Consti, in Migori County, and even South Nyanza at large, Obado was this one person that would be seen as emerging leader that would give people direction. Remember, if you look at the story of the Luo, there's this the fight, usually the fight between the Luo Nyanza, the South Nyanza, and the Sahwa, whereby they've been like that simmering war between, and Obado was seen as one person who would lead the South Nyanza, especially the Luos from South Nyanza, to give them direction politically, you know. But that one also did not materialize, but it was something that was in place. And if you look at Obado has been a very big critic, especially of ODM until recently. he said that ODM has died, and there's no need to vie in that political party, and he was somebody who was giving direction. And even those who are vying in Uriri constituency and even in Migori constituency, people would want them, especially to associate with him, based on the fact that he's coming from larger, especially Kanyamkago clan. And if you look at Kanyamkago clan, is a very big clan. And another thing also, their wives are married in those areas of Karungu, Kadem, and even in Meuru. So their siblings are spread all over. So you can find that when he gives direction, those who are coming from those areas will listen to him, because he seems like an uncle to them. At the same time, he seems like is one of our grandfathers. So Obado, especially his influence in Migori County, you cannot do away with it. And what has happened today, especially, is a big blow, especially to that politics and those who are relying especially on his support. That is all something that also I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
don't know. You're still having a problem. All right. I don't know what is happening today. We are still talking about Governor Obado. And as we speak right now, the bond was withdrawn. And right now, Governor Obado is behind the bars. And I told you the ruling was. The proceedings, especially after them being found guilty, it was met with mixed reaction, especially those who are very close to Governor Obado. Actually, this one hit them hard, and those who are not very close to him, especially on the other side of the side of Sharon, they were feeling like the justice has been done. But there's a lesson that we can get from what has happened, especially when it comes to justice. So, how long will justice take? It can take years, but at the end of the day, justice can be delivered. Makobura, what do you say about that?
Uh, I think it's a good thing that finally, they always say that justice delayed is not always a good one. But over here, you can see that at least the family has gotten the justice that they were looking for, because they lost a girl, they lost a daughter, they lost somebody that they knew, and the circumstances they didn't justify the death that this particular lady underwent. Because remember, this was somebody who was having a baby,
Mhm,
and those were two lives lost just because of misunderstandings or issues to do with the dignity of individuals.
mhm.
So I want to say that it is a good thing that the family has gotten the justice that they have been looking for,
Yeah.
and it should serve as a reminder to other people who are having negativity, other people who are seeing life as not a precious, or life as not a serious thing for others. I mean, a serious thing. They need to know that life is a precious thing, and that life is one of those things that should be respected by all means. And how I wish then that justice would be given to everybody in the sense that without fear or favor, or without looking at one direction, or without looking at where someone is coming, without looking at the position, people should get justice. That is what I can say.
Natural
I was
birthday
actually,
down in the bedroom. But why settle for
I,
this has us jumping each other like we're 20
I
again.
was
Get ready.
actually looking at. I've just seen another message here that the court acquits Senator Jackson Mandago
Yes.
of conspiracy to misappropriate 1.1 billion
Yeah.
meant for Wasingishu scholarship program.
Yeah. I was coming to
That
that.
is why I'm saying,
Okay.
yeah, I'm actually flabbergasted by that. particular court finding, because how I wish that if we were looking into these matters, we look it without, uh, without fear, without looking at one or being one-sided.
Okay. All right.
That
Makobura,
is my take on
okay.
the issue.
Thank you so much. I earlier I mentioned that this ruling was it had mixed reaction, and let's just play this. Sorry, I wanted to get especially a clip where one of the family members, especially the member of county assembly from Makalda, bursted into tears, especially when that ruling was done. But Makobura, there's few things also that we have to look at, because there's a lesson here that maybe we can learn, and especially for us who sometimes we might be employed with high level uh, politicians, or somebody who is the boss, especially to execute such incidences to a point whereby you are also interfering with evidence. Because for somebody like Kaspal, actually, he paying the price of interference with the evidence, because like at some point there was this guy who was procured, who had to do a statement. He was a clinical nurse. What do we learn, especially what can we learn from this?
I think we are supposed to learn that, well, as much as we have about bosses, we partly need to understand the law, and not just understanding the law. As adults, we do know what is right and what is wrong. Just acting the right way.
Mhm.
Well, matters of concealing things to do with matters to do with life, for example, you can't just be part or associate yourself in such kind of things and expect that, well, you're being paid or anything. Because to me, any person who associates themselves to that extent is typically people with bad motives, and they would all be labeled as murderers, because by the fact or by the extension that they
Yeah.
participated
Mm.
to conceal,
Mm.
it simply tells that they too did not have a genuine. Um, they were also not genuine, or they were not also respecting the fact that that was life that was at the stake.
Mm.
That means that why would you accept to be bribed or to be given money
Mm.
to be part of eliminating someone's life? I don't think that is right. And those people, in whichever capacity they played, just because by the fact that they were part and parcel of the planned execution,
Mm.
they that brings or that then puts them as the suspects as
Okay.
well.
All right, thank
Yeah.
you so much. I'm reading. This is a post that was made by JJ Oyamo Joseph. JJ Oyamo Joseph is a brother to Michael Oyamo, and he's also aspiring to become Uriri Member of Parliament. And this is what he wrote on his Facebook page. My mother's son, a story of when you have to die in line of duty. You took the bullet, got wounded, and remained standing. A gallant soldier, you are a lion. That is a post that was done by his brother immediately after the ruling was made about them being guilty. Remember, I think Michael Oyamo used to be a military person. I think he served in Kenyan military. If I might be wrong, but I think he used to be a military person. So that is what the brother wrote. And Makobura, as I said earlier, this ruling was very heavy, especially on both of them. There are those who celebrated the justice, and there are those who, especially that has hit them hard. Remember, when you look at Obado, you look at it in the perspective of a family man. This is somebody who is a father. Secondly, is a grandfather, and also he's a husband. So, people will get this ruling in mixed reaction, So, and that's why even the brother of Michael Oyamo, Simba, who is also planning to run for Uriri constituency as a member of parliament, is penning that. And we were talking about lessons that we can learn. And most of the time we've seen this entitlement by politicians. And this brings us to what we say goonism, that we are seeing. We always see some of these goons that are being hired, especially by these politicians, and they commit atrocities on their friends. As I was listening to a parent of the boy who lost his life during the relief food distribution in Nyando constituency by Jared Okelo, the father was saying that the boy was chased, especially by the men who were saying to him that you are not one of us, like how politics you usually have, like there's you support so and so, you support and so, and maybe he went a place whereby he was not supporting these guys, and this men just followed him to a certain point and they beat him up. He ended up losing his life. Why do you have to do that? Because like this is just a food distribution. You leave food, you distribute them. If you cannot especially give it to him, why should you kill him? At the end of the day, the member of parliament is not going to be responsible, because you are the person who has done the act. You're going to be responsible, and you may end up especially in jail term. And as I speak to you today, there's also an incident that happened, especially in Urere sub county, where a grade 9 was lashed by another grade 9, and is a police case right now, just because they disagree in school. These are young people, and the boy died, you see. So why would you do something that you come and regret later, Makobura?
This it's they are human beings. At times, people do make a step before really looking into uh, the exact place where the leg is going to land, or the step that they are making is going to land them. Well, I think what I can say is that we just need to be vigilant, and before making some decisions, especially decisions that are making or involving life, I think we need to be very particular in those ones, because anything that threatens the life is a matter of seriousness, that such kind of decisions has to be thought. People have to think and ensure that before they make them, they do it in a manner that is firstly respecting the rights of that particular individual, having known that life is a precious thing that is only given by God Himself, and it is given once.
Yeah.
So anything that threatens that, I think, has to be relooked into properly, because it is so unfair that people would come together, have meetings, decide on how to execute or to eliminate fellow lives. I think that is such a painful thing that let me give you the reason why, for example, close allies of the governor or the people associated with him are finding the pain is because this thing happened in 8 years.
Yes.
And for 8 years, these people have survived without Sharon. They've never seen her existence. So emotionally, we are human beings. You'll find that for 8 years up to now, there's a little bit detachment from the emotions of Sharon.
Mm.
So you'll find that the one that is currently coming stronger is the fact that this particular member, or I mean, former governor, is
Mm.
going to serve in jail, for example. It becomes painful. It is normal.
Mm.
But if this particular case would have been handled in the same month
Mm.
and a verdict given in the same month,
It could have not.
it could not have raised a lot of emotions that are currently being seen.
Mm.
And again, people would have had a balanced emotional, um,
Mm.
behavior on how to handle that particular matter.
Yeah.
Now that it has taken 8, of course, people would say that, well, Sharon, there's that mentality or that feeling that maybe she's not there, we've survived without her. And so this person should not be taken the other side. There's that mentality. That is why you are seeing a lot of people crying here and there, a lot of
Mm.
emotions here and there, because that which happened to Sharon and the information that came and how it was done,
Mhm.
it has gone by time. They say that time is the best, is the best healer. But well,
Mhm.
my thinking again is I think whenever these kind of things happen, we need to get justice as soon as we can, because delayed justice always comes with a lot of difficulties. It comes with part of what we are seeing now. For example, the issue of Albert. Now look at it. It is how many years? It happened in 2024. Today we are in 20. That is 2 years down the line. There's nothing substantial that has been done. The other day you saw the case started, and it raised a lot of emotions in the country. People asking so many questions.
Mhm.
If this case was done away with in the same year or in the first or the second month, possibly the people would have felt that truly this is a caring government. This is a government that that cares for the life of the people and of course the emotions of the people. Look at, for example, how that particular case is being handled today. If you watch the CCTV and you look back, look at or remember how this case was brought forth, how the instructions came. Look at the reason why this young man was killed. Look at it. And then you ask yourself, did it even warrant? Look at how this young man was beaten via the CCTVs. It is so painful. But you will find that this particular case would end in 10 years. In 10 years, partly,
Mm.
people would have partly forgotten about the story and how painful it happened. Remember, this death caused a lot of demonstration in the entire country.
Mhm.
If the case would have been completed in the first month,
Mhm.
then probably people would have, said that, well, this was justice. But the justice that is coming years, it is
Mhm.
justice, well, but
Okay.
it is not one that is given at the right time.
Okay, Makobura, before we wind up, let us look at the judiciary with this kind of ruling. Do you see this one is uplifting the profile of judiciary and saying that they've done a good job based on the ruling that was made today?
I wouldn't say so. I
Mm.
wouldn't say so because we've seen. Okay, let me put it clear. I
Mm.
think we have some good judges in the Republic of Kenya. We have judges who are not compromised. We have judges who are professionally
Mm.
and they are professionally upright.
Mhm.
And we have judges who respect their professionalism, the
Mm.
ethics, they respect whoever they serve, the God that they worship. But of course, we have the rogue ones as well, and that's a fact because we've seen even lawyers in
Mm.
the Republic demonstrating every day. Even today, they were demonstrating. Part of the reason they are demonstrating is the fact that
Mm.
they are saying that there are quite a number of judges who are being bribed, and it
Mm.
is not
Mm.
ensuring that people get the justice that they are looking for.
Mm.
So, my comment to that would be I wouldn't say that we can congratulate the judiciary. We can give these congratulatory remarks to
Mm.
specific judges who
Okay.
are professionals, who are holding the professionalism
Mhm.
and, of course, the ethics of their work.
Yeah.
But of the same, we have rogue, we have judges who are not respecting their profession. We have some who are very corrupt, and that is why I did tell you that I'm surprised that something that happened under the leadership of a leader,
Yeah.
something that of course made it tough for the people to exist, more so young, poor people from the village of several villages within Wasingishu. I expected that justice would be given to them again. We saw them. We saw how they cried. We saw how families cried, and they had evidences. I'm surprised. So we wouldn't selectively say that we congratulated the judiciary.
All right. Thank you so much. And you know, when you look at the how, especially because this was a state. Remember, this was a state versus the governor. There was a total of 18 witnesses, especially that were brought. No, there were a total of 42. Sorry, 42 witnesses around. Um, 81 exhibit that was brought before the court, and you know, and this was very 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 intense, especially when you look at it. And the judge, if you listen to the judge, that the judge said one recording involved a request to stop sharing hotel photos online, which contained um, which contained um, um, which contained a request to terminate the pregnancy. And I think these were the evidence that the Sharon had that were represented, that came from Sharon phone. So there's quite a lot that everybody is learning here. Even though Makubura doesn't want to give judiciary a congratulation, but to me, I tend to differ with him because I feel like they've done it, you know, and they've tried their level best to give what everybody would want. And we are also looking forward, especially Makobura, to see how, especially the late Ojuang case, the late Ojuang case will end, because like it started on a very sad moment. You know, if you look at Ojuang, especially all the way from Homa Bay to Nairobi, and within a short period of time, you know, somebody just died, you know, and these people, the people who did this, their parents, their fathers, their brothers, they have, that you do not value the life of a fellow human being.
Yes, you know, when we talk about judiciary, it comprises of quite a number.
Mhm.
Comprises of quite a number, and that is why I'm partly trying to be specific, specific in the sense that I wouldn't generalize and
Mm,
say that we are congratulating the entire judiciary.
mhm,
I My views are different. We congratulate um, specific judges who have made certain judgments which are respecting the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, which are truthful,
mhm,
judgments which have been verified and partly done in accordance
mm.
with the professional ethics that is required within that particular professionalism.
You know, Makobura, when we look at politics again, when you look at what has happened to Obado, especially, I think I'm looking at it politically. I think this is a reprieve, especially for ODM members, especially from ODM party, because Obado was a was a thorn in the flesh of ODM party, and
I, I don't think so, and the
mm,
reason why I want to say that is ODM as well. ODM exists,
mhm,
but currently I don't think there is. I mean, I mean, people would be forced
to do what?
that it is ODM and it is ODM. I don't think so. There is a lot of liberation in terms of political parties, and there are several options. And I like the fact that
Mm,
that mentality has started getting into the people. They
yeah.
have started realizing and knowing that we are not going to elect the party. We are going to elect leaders. And that is why even the leaders within ODM themselves, they keep saying, I've had the senator of Homa Bay, I've had Millie Odhiambo, I've had quite a number of leaders coming out to say that this time round, we are not electing leaders because they are in ODM. And the senator of Homa Bay was very specific. The people would elect people, I mean, the people would elect leaders based on if they're seeking for re-election based on their performance, what they stand for, what they're bringing on the table, the number of times they've fought for the people, such kind of things. So uh, whether whether ODM still holds the grip within the Luo Nyanza, this time round it is not going to be the only
Political.
way. Yes, it isn't going to be. And majority of those people within ODM, they're just simply there with reasons. But if it were not the reasons and what they are getting from the president, they would not be there. And they know it is not going to be easy for them. So I don't think Obado would have been a threat to the ODM fraternity within that particular area, because already he had started associating with the government and with the president long before ODM made the move.
Okay, Makobura, thank you so much. And actually, Makobura, I spoke with Barak today, and Barak he's done with his masters, and very soon, hopefully, if he doesn't get engagement, we will be engaging with Barak here on our show. We just spoke a few minutes ago, and we are waiting for his graduation. So. Once the date for his graduation is out, if he invite us, we will make sure that we attend as a family. So that is also news that we have. So for those who have been missing Barak, Barak is done with his masters. We spoke with him today. It's around evening time, and he's just waiting for the date for graduation. Then he will share with us. Then after that, we will see how we can attend that graduation. So just to be informed, and we congratulate Mr. Barak for the hard work, and and we wish him well. Makobura, maybe your last remark.
Yeah, Barak is a good friend, and I like the fact that of late we've been associating with very learned people.
Yeah.
The other day it was Judith, and we had the opportunity to. I had the opportunity to represent the entire Brother Benson family, of course, with the assistance of the channel and, of course, our good friends from the comment section, more so our good friend Goodyear. And Judith did confirm that she felt that her friends or the team, Brother Benson, was also there. So that's a good thing. I think we are family, whether we are at the comment section or at the panelist side, we are family. And if he gives us a date, I know he was at UN, but I can see where is the graduation. I know it was in UN, but we wait for the day. I will try find time as well to as well represent Brother Benson family as always.
Yeah, he will share, because I think he was the main campus. So, and I think the graduation might be coming in November, around November there. So Barak will share with us. So if he does so, and we will be there to celebrate with Barak. And Makobura, you can also reach out to him, and tuanze kupanga kazi, kwa sababu saizi amemaliza.
Okay, it's okay. I will.
All right, to Gypsy Corner, thank you so much. And to Judith and everybody who was watching us, thank you so much. Tomorrow we will be hosting, I've reached out, I was supposed to host Kijana Msafi, and tomorrow I will be hosting Gitau. Gitau is coming from Komarok, Nairobi. and we will discuss about his political and what do he wants to offer the people of Comaroc. So, and the news that are, all that is happening. So we will be here to have a conversation with Gitao, and it will be coming from 6:30 to around 7:30, so very early. So thank you so much, and let's tomorrow engage with Gitao Kamau.
Thank you.